Hello and welcome to Youth in Agriculture, and like always, this is where I bring you amazing and inspiring stories of Kenyan youth who are in the agribusiness sector. This week's episode is coming to you from Kikuyu. In fact, where I'm standing is a 10-acre farm which is owned by different farmers who have leased a portion of the land to do their different types of farming. But today we will be learning all about cucumber farming with one of the farmers named Peter Kimani, who's been here for the last 3 years. He will be telling us all about cucumber farming and also giving us more details on the type of farming system they are using here. My name is Susan Mwangi and this is Youth in Agriculture. Kuna kwanga na baridi hivi ama ni leo tu?
Kabisa baridi ni kawaida hapa.
Inakwanga mingi?
Yeah.
Now tell me,
yes.
There is something you mentioned before we even start talking about cucumber farming.
Yes.
I want to understand how is the system? How do you, it's such a huge farm.
Yeah.
Tell me about the system.
So what happens? We are different farmers. You come and lease a portion, like a quarter an acre, and then you construct your own greenhouse. There is a supplier for water, and then you do your own farming, you do your own way of marketing. That's how we do it.
Wow.
Yeah.
So how much does it, if I want today to lease a quarter acre,
Yes.
how much will I have to cost?
It's around 50,000 to 60,000 for 1 year. In some areas still here you may find for 40,000 to 50,000.
Nice.
Yeah.
And so you're entitled to that piece for the entire year?
For the entire year.
And when it comes to water, do you just pay water or how do you go about that?
There is a person who supplies water. We pay monthly at a flat fee of around 5,000. That one mostly is to cater for the water charges to the Water Management Authority and to pay for the electricity.
Tell our viewers who you are, how you found yourself doing agriculture, how long you've been here, and how has the experience been for you?
I was brought up in agricultural family. I grew up in a farm, a small farm. My mother used to do cows, poultry, my grandmother too. So the main inspiration came mostly from my grandmother who was doing horticulture. So I used to admire the way people used to come and give her cash. So as a boy I knew the richest person in the family was my grandmother because of the amount of money I used to see her being given by the buyers. By profession I am a laboratory scientist, so this is a side hustle, but in future I consider it maybe to be my main hustle because it is promising. I would encourage anybody willing to join farming, come start slowly, and then with the time it will be a big business.
So we will be getting right inside the greenhouse now to see the cucumbers and also get to learn how you go about the entire process from planting to harvesting. Come with us. Wow, this looks so good.
You're welcome.
Do cucumbers grow this tall?
Yeah, it's the Kakapit family, for pumpkins, cucumber. So they normally grow up once. Yeah.
Go upwards.
Yeah.
Like, okay.
Yeah.
All right.
So you have to use these ones to support them, although they support themselves with these ones.
When somebody is thinking about cucumber farming,
Yes.
what are the first things that they should have get right first from the word go?
One of the things is the seed.
The seed.
Yeah, because cucumber is a very sensitive plant. One is the quality of the seed. Like the type you are seeing here is called Midas. It's from Horad Green Tech, and you check at its vigor. You don't go for the open pollinated because it is cheaper, but in terms of production it will be very low. An open pollinated is where a cucumber will give you a male and a female flower. So in a greenhouse, the cucumbers done in the greenhouse are parthenocopic, meaning they do not need for the pollen to come from this flower to another flower for it to develop a fruit. So normally when the flower comes out, definitely if your conditions are good, you definitely are going to get a fruit.
Tell us more about the size of this greenhouse and approximately, or maybe you have the accurate number, how many plants have you planted?
So here we have 3,400 plants. Normally what happens when you are planting, you consider the spacing. So in a size of like this one, with a spacing of around 45 centimeters, 34 is the ideal number for this size of a greenhouse, which is around a quarter an acre. Yeah.
Let's talk about the soil. What type of soil favors cucumber farming?
Many types of soil do favor, but normally they like well drained, because however, and maybe 80% or 90% of cucumber is water, it likes a well drained soil. So even when you are watering, we normally water just like for maybe 30 minutes or 1 hour, and then give it time for it to drain. Otherwise, if you overwater it, the plant will not be able to survive, or you are not going to be able to get the number of fruits per plant which you need.
So tell us about the variety that you've planted and what guided you into settling for that particular variety.
The variety is called Midas. It is from a company called Rizwan, supplied here in Kenya by Greentech Horat. This variety is vigorous. It's appealing to the eye if you look at it. A longer shelf life, and cucumber, just like any other fruit, sometimes it ripens. So you have to be able to get a variety that will give you a longer shelf life. So if it is taken from, let's say from here, it is transported to Mombasa, maybe the harvesting day, the transportation, those are 2 days, and then the supplier there takes them to the supermarket, and then they stay in the shelf in the supermarket for another 1 week. After that 1 week, you'll be able still to find the Midas cucumber being fresh.
So how exactly do you go about planting? Do you sow the seeds directly to the soil, or do you go through a seed propagator?
When we get the seeds, we normally take them to propagators, because this seed is expensive. One seed is around 11 bob, just a single one. Like me, I normally take them to Naivasha in a company called Plantech. So at Plantech, they will take around 2 weeks to 3 weeks. And then when they are brought here, they transport them back to us. They will come as seedlings. So that seedling is what we are going to put in the soil. After now the land preparation and clearing and putting good manure, then 5 weeks you will start harvesting your first fruit, and then the peak will peak from planting the seedling up to around 2 months. That is when you have your peak production.
Okay, let's look at the crop management.
Yes.
What does it look like?
Cucumber, as I told you earlier, is very sensitive. So from the way you bring it up, down, as it comes up, and it grows very fast. You can imagine in a span of 5 weeks, you have started harvesting. So what happens when you plant it? You have to make sure the nutrition conditions are okay, the organic matter in your soil is okay, because it is a heavy feeder. Because this fruit, several of them is a kilo. So you can imagine that is being taken from the soil. It is very sensitive to sudden change of climate. So you have to keep on checking the environmental control by opening the curtains, closing them when it is so cold, making sure that there is no dampness inside your greenhouse, because those ones will bring fungal diseases. feeding well. Now, not the soil, but now even the foliar. Checking on macro and micro nutrients because it requires all of them.
What does this crop require in terms of the fertilizer? Do you use the synthetic or do you incorporate even the organic manure?
The organic manure, they are supplied normally from Kajiado. This size of a greenhouse, we normally put around 7 to 10 tons of that. And then the synthetic fertilizer. The 3 stages. When the plant is developing the roots, when it is in the vegetative stage, and when it is giving you fruits and flowers.
And for the number of years that you've been farming, when you look at the cost implication from the point that you're planting, you're sourcing for your seedlings, and then you go to the market, do you see value for your money? How is the cost of production versus the income that you get when you go to the market?
One seed is around 11 shillings. So then you have to put the cost, the labor cost. Then you have now the cost of fertilizer, which is not favoring us, the farmers. There is that cost of manure. There is that cost of propagation. Normally a propagation, they charge us like around 4 shillings per seed. So on top of what you bought for the seed, you put like 4 shillings for the seedling. There is value. Doing it for 3 years, it shows you there is value.
How much is it going for per kg right now?
Per kg now we are selling at 50. Sometimes it goes up to 70. Sometimes it goes even down up to 20.
So Peter, you said that you've been here for 3 years, yes, and that you started with 1 greenhouse and now you are at 5 greenhouses. Take us through your growth, the journey of your growth.
I started with capsicum. That was in 2019. Capsicum, I did very well. Started with a good price, and then COVID came in. But maybe my advantage was I have another source of income, so I was able to sustain the farm because I could tell with the production how the production started, how we started to sell. I could tell it is very promising.
So thank you so much for that first part of the information that you've shared with us. But of course, once we come back, you will be taking us around this greenhouse to show us some of the fruits that are ready for harvesting and what even makes you know that a fruit is ready. Yes, so thank you so much for keeping it here on Youth in Agriculture, where we are learning all about cucumber farming. But as of now, we're going to be taking a short commercial break. But once we come back from the break, we have Frederick Olo, who is an agronomist with Holland Green Tech Kenya, who will be giving us all the facts that you need to know on cucumber farming. This is Youth in Agriculture, and my name is Susan Mwangi.